Hi friends, I am Rizu. Today we are plan to discuss the topic Azure Application Gateway. So what is the learning objective today we are plan to discuss with you? Application Gateway concept and Application Gateway tier type and Application Gateway routing type and Application Gateway implementation component and demo how to we can create the Application Gateway in the Azure portal. So we will go for our learning objective. So what is the first learning of the Application Gateway concept? So Azure Application Gateway is a web traffic. It's OS layers for load balancer that enable you to manage your traffic to your web application. So the previous video I discussed about you what is a load balancer. You can see the difference. Load balancer is handling for the OS layer 4. So application gateway is advanced is handling for layer 7. Is your traffic will be transferred for the HTTP and HTTPS. So next you can see here the diagram. Your application gateway traffic will be coming. The listener will be accept your traffic, and then after that you can see your backend ports. Then routing rule will be connect to your backend ports. We will discuss these things in the next slides. Okay. So application gateway supporting two routing path-based routing and multi-site routing. So Azure Application Gateway have two SKUs type that is called tier type, standard V1 and standard V2, and also WAF and WAF V2 also. Okay. So we will go for the next slide. Application Gateway tiers. So you can see in the diagram, you can see here they are supporting for standard V2, WAF and WAF V2. WAF means Web Access Firewall. So first we will discuss what is the standard V2. Tier is suitable for small to medium scale application, basic load balancing and SSL termination capability. It supports SSL offload section affinity and URL based routing. So standard V2 is supporting for the small scale business like a small or medium your application load balancing. Okay. Next we will check for the standard V2 tier. So what is the standard V2 tier? It's designed for the large scale application and this support advanced load balancing and SSL termination and traffic management capability. And standard V2 tier also supporting for the auto scaling and soon availability. And whatever the supporting application the standard V1 also supporting in the V2. So the standard V2 include the features of standard tier plus. Okay. So next one WAF. WAF means web application firewall. WAF tier is designed for a small, same like a V2 concept, and it's designed for a small and scale web application, and it's provided for the advanced security features. It's protection against the common web vulnerability such as SQL injection and cross-siting scripting. So next one WAF V2. It's also the standard V2 tier and designed for the large scale web application that require to enterprise grade security features. And WAF V2 tier include all the feature of the WAF tier plus, and it's also supporting for the OWASP. It's like Open World Application Security Protocol. The WAF V2 tier also include the advanced analytic and reporting capability, and it's allow for the monitoring and managing web traffic and security policy. So now you understand application gateway tiers, right? Standard V1, standard V2 tier, and WAF V2. It depends on whatever the application you are using and what is the capability you can select for your tiers. So here you can see V1 tier including standard V1 and WAF means the version tier will be supporting for the WAF and standard V1, and V2 tier including standard V2 and WAF V2. You can select V2 tier, it's also including the WAF V2, and WAF tier including WAF V1 and WAF V2. Okay. So now you understand application gateway tiers. So next we will go for path-based routing. So I just explained before we have two types of routing in the application gateway, path-based routing and multi-site routing. So first we will go for the path-based routing. Path-based routing send a request to the different URL path, different ports of the backend server. So just I will show you one diagram. So this one rijoskill.com. Okay. So the user need to accessing image file. So what happened? Your application gateway route the traffic to the image server port. So now you understand what is a path-based routing, because in the user you need to routing video. Example, user needed to see the video, the link. See, now the application gateway route this link to the video port. So now you understand what is a pathways based routing concept for. It depends on a route what the server port. So they will routing for your URL path to the different ports. Okay. So next we will go for the multi-site routing. So multi-site configuration is used for the register multiple DNS name and CNAME for the IP address of the application gateway. So I just go for one diagram. So here user need to console.com and fabricant.com. You are using one application gateway, your IP address. Okay, example, you are using public IP address, and this once user will be give the traffic for console.com. What happened? The traffic will be moved to the console.com server port. Okay, and user you need to fabricant.com. It will be routed to the fabricant.com. So you can see the one single application gateway to routing for the different website. So multi-site configuration are useful for supporting a multiple tenant application. You understand? We can use for the multiple websites URL like a console, Fabricom, or if another one RijoSkill or RijoShop.com. Like this one, you can transfer your URL for the different backend ports. Next one we will discuss for the application gateway implementation component. So what are the components available for the application gateway? So first we will discuss for the front-end IP config. So what is front-end IP configuration? You can configure the application gateway public IP address or private IP address or both. So a public IP is required when you host a backend. The client must be accessed over the internet via the internet facing IP, virtual IP. So what is a front-end IP configuration? Example, you need to access for rijoskill.com. So what have the application gateway will be created the front-end IP address is both public or private. So this public and private access hit the traffic. Okay. So what happened that hit the traffic? Then the traffic will be go to a listener check the incoming connection request by using the port or protocol host and IP address. So once you hit the traffic in the public IP address, this will be moving for the listener. You can see here the listener, and you can see here the backend settings. Next one, routing rule. So what's the routing rule means? Once you create an example, you have backend ports and you have the listener. Okay, so the routing rule will be configured for your traffic. So what is the routing rule mean? How traffic should be redirected the process by the gateway. It consists of two main components, the HTTP and HTTPS listener and the backend setting. And the backend pool, you can point to the backend pool, 4 type of backend pool members. It's like a specific virtual machine scale set, and IP address and full qualified app service. So here you can see once you hit the traffic, the IP listener, the HTTP listener or HTTPS listener, they will check your traffic and they will check. You can use a direct or selective keyword, because this one using the certificate and listener. So once the listener will be get the incoming traffic, then after that what happen? They will check the backend. The routing rule will be check the backend settings. So how to we can connect the backend settings. So what happen? Your traffic will be moved to the backend settings. So backend setting you are using virtual machine or VMS or virtual machine scale set or app service or whatever the service, then it depends on your routing rule. So whatever the routing rule you will configure, it will be hit to the backend port. So once if your listener will be configured for the redirection. Example, you have two options available in the routing rule. One for backend routing rule, and also you can redirect. You can redirect your traffic to the external website. Okay, so that is mentioned here, the redirection. Okay. So next one, health probes. So an application gateway monitor that help for the results of the backend default. So here the health probe will be check your backend pool if always healthy, or if you have any issue with the backend server, they stop the sending the traffic to the backend port and it reroute to the another backend port. Example, you have your 3 virtual machine, so they will each time checking the 3 virtual machine the status. Then if any virtual machine have a problem, they will stop sending the traffic and they will reroute to the 1 2 virtual machine. So now you understand what is the concept of application gateway. Okay, so it's more you can understand once we will go for developing in the virtual in the Azure portal. Okay, so just we will next with the demo and application gateway basic app service implementation. So I just show in the Azure portal. So I just making one app service and I will configure the application gateway. Then after that I will make the listeners and the listener and this backend app service, and we can use the routing route how to we can connect this one in the listener to the app service. So we will go for our Azure portal. Now we reach our Azure portal. So first I will discuss what is the pre-configuration I done before. I just create one resource group. The resource group name is RJ Demo App Gateway. Then I just create one virtual network. It's VNet Demo Gateway. So the address space is starting from 10.0.0 and I create a subnet also. I create 4 subnet, subnet v1 and v2 and subnet app service and app. So we currently need this 2 subnet and starting from 1 and this one starting from 0. Okay, 251 available IPs and 250. So next step, what I do, I just creating the app service. So just create one app service. Okay, so first we will go for app service. So here we just go for what app. I just deploy one web app. So just select the web, selecting one web app. So this for only demo purpose. I just select my RJ Demo App Gateway. So I just give my web app name resource skill. So it's like a Azure website.net. So it's code and runtime stack I will select for the SPVnet, and then remaining all default setting and plan also everything. And next database, I don't want to connect now database. Deployment also same. So next one networking. So I need to enable the public access because I want to see the website. So just go for network monitor, nest tag and review and create. So now the first step I done, I create one small web app in the resource group. Now next step, what I do, I just creating our application gateway. So here we will submit the deployment. The deployment process is started. So now we will go for application gateway. So search here application gateway. Just click the application gateway. So just go for create. So here we needed to select our resource group RJ Demo App Gateway. So next one, instant detail. So we needed to enter the application gateway. So our deployment success for our web app. Just to close this one, and application gateway name. So what is the name we will give you? Demo App Gateway resource. Okay, then we will select our east region, whatever the region we are in the RJ Demo App Gateway, we select that one, and here we needed to tier. So one of the most important step is tier selection. So it depends on your requirement. So what is the tier you need to select it. So currently the demo purpose I just go for standard v2, but I will explain what is the tier already before explained. So now also I explain again. Here you can see in the standard v2 you can see the enable auto scaling, and you also available for the zone also. So if you go for standard 1, you can see here standard tier 1 you can see only instant count, no auto scaling and no zone support. So here you can select your SKU size like a small or medium or large, and also you go for WAF also same like a standard. You can see the WAF styles and WAF mode and like this one. So if you go for WAF version 2, you can get the auto scaling option, and also you can get the zone option. So WAF v2 and standard v2 is same, and you can go for WAF and standard v1 also the same process. So just we will now we will go for the standard v2, and I don't want to enable the auto scaling option. I just click no, and here you can select the instant count. So in the normal standard instant count total, we can select only the like 32. If you go for 34, see here only you can select 101 to 32. If you go for standard v2, you can select up to 124. For example, I will go for 126, so it's coming 125. So you can select all. So I just go for currently I need only 2, and HTTP2 is okay. So this one your virtual networking part. So you need to select your virtual network, whatever you configure. Before I show you that, I will select virtual network. So main important things, as per Microsoft recommendation, you need to dedicated subnet for your application gateway. So that subnet you cannot use for the another application. So we have here app gateway we already using, that's why they're showing the subnet must be only have the application gateway. So we will go for the app service, then you can see this one. So you understand every time the subnet, the application gateway need the dedicated subnet. So next one we will configure our front-end IPs. If you go for standard v1, you can only see for the public, only supported. If you go for v2, you can get the public and private, and you can select for the both. So currently I just select for public, and I need to select our public IP address, or you can create your public address. I will create one new one, pip rejo skill. Okay, then after that SKU size, then click OK. So now the front end configuration is IP address you create. So next one, you need to create your backend pool. So you already have created your backend pool, apps, web apps. Also we need to add our backend pool. So select here just backend, give the name backend pool okay. So here you can connect now also after the configuration complete. If you select add the backend without target, you can, after your configuration completed, you can configure. So now I needed to connect, because here you can see the target type, IP address, virtual machine, PMS, virtual scale set, and app service. So currently we configure app service, so we will select for the app service. So here we need to select our apps, so that web rejo skill. So now what happened, we create our backend pool. Here you can see your target backend pool and target also you create. So next to one, we needed to go for configuration. So just click configuration. So now you can see this window. Front end already you created public, and you also create the backend pool also. So this routing rule is what the traffic will be. The routing rule will be configure the traffic, the front end to the backend for how to traffic will be passed for the backend for. Okay, so routing rule is the important part of the application gateway. So here create a routing rule linked to your front end and backend. So, and you can add more backend pool, add more secondary front end IP connect if you have already the previous. So now we will creating for our routing rule. So just click routing rule. So now we need to enter our rule name. So rule rejo skill. Okay, priority. So what is a priority means? Rule priority define the order in which rule will be processed. So here you can see you can up to 1 and 20,000 rule we can process. So lowest number have high priority, highest number have the low priority. If example your rule number is 10 and example you have rule number 13. So most priority is rule number 10. After that only rule number 13 will be processed. So we will select here rule number 10. So next one, you can see here config listener. A listener is specified port and IP address of the traffic that user specific is the protocol also. So here you need to select your protocol and you need to public or HTTP or HTTPS, and you need to select this one. So first we need to configure our listener name, listener, LIS is listener rejoskill.com. Because why I will give this type of name, we can easily understand. So that's why the front end IP address we select already. If you public and private, here will be displayed. So we will go for public because we already select the public. So here you can see the protocol, what protocol you need. I just go for HTTPS for now. So here you select the HTTPS protocol. You need to enter the PFC certificate file. So I just and also you can enter from upload your certificate. Also you can select from your keyword if already upload. So I just go for a certificate in already my computer, just a Rejo skill. I just upload from here. Okay, then my certificate is uploaded and I just enter the password. Okay, so now the listener type, you can see here basic and multi-site. So currently this demo I just go for only basic. If you choose multi-site, you can see here you can type your host name. Example, I will type rejoskill.com and you can add your test.rejoskill.com and apple.rejoskill.com. You can give the multiple host name. So that is multi, and also you can add the multiple wildcard also. So that is the listener type. So you can see the path, I told before, the pathways routing and multi-site routing. Multi-site routing you can add the different host name. Okay, so currently we will just go for basic. I need only single and I just go for that one only. So here you can see the customized error. You can add your error notification. If you the bad gateway foreground for you can enter the HTML file URL, and once the error will be coming back to the file you uploaded here, the link will be showing there. Okay, so currently I just go for the default. So now we will configure our listener. Okay, so next step we need to configure our backend target. So backend target, here you can see choose the backend pool which this routing rule will be sent to the traffic. So you will also need to specify the backend setting that define the behavior of the routing rule. So we need to enter our backend target type. So here two options available. The first option is backend pool and another option is redirection. So backend pool, if you select the backend target, means you need to select your backend pool before you created the backend pool, and you need to create your backend setting. If you go for redirection, you have the options, four options. But here you can see redirection rule: permanent, temporary, found, and CL. So permanent redirection, application gateway send the HTTP 301 response code to the client. Okay, then the request resource are permanently moved to the new location. So the request code is 301 and he permanently then inform the client to permanently remove the resource to the new location. So temporary means temporary redirection send the HTTP 302 response code to the client. Okay, then it's indicate the redirection is temporary and the client can still access the original URL. If found redirection is similar to the temporary redirection, and it's also send the HTTP 302 response code. Okay, see other the redirection sent to HTTP 303 response code to the client, and it indicate the request can be fulfilled by accessing the different resource or URL. Okay, and it's this type of redirection similar to temporary and redirection, but it intended to be the non get request. Okay, so permanent, temporary, found, and see other. Okay, you can select this one. The redirection you can give, and you can put the what is the listener, and you can put the target URL link also, and you can give the inquiry string and include path also. Okay, so currently I just go for the backend pool and I just enter the backend settings. So backend setting name, you need to enter the backend setting. So I just give the name first, backend settings resource. Okay, so here you need to enter the backend pool protocol. You can enter HTTP or HTTPS. So I just go for HTTPS, and backend port is 4043, and backend server certificate issued by the well-known CS. If you don't have the certificate, you need to upload from your server and CR certificate. Okay, so currently I just select from the well-known, because already have installed the certificate from our web application from default from the Microsoft. Okay, so I just go for select the backend certificate issued, and cookie based, another one, connection training. So cookie based means, example, you have a, you will connect for rejoskill.com. Okay, one section. So what happened, your traffic and your backend pool will be saved in the cookie. Okay, request will be client with the cookie will be routed and same backend server. This feature, when we want to keep the user section pinned to the same backend server, where the section state might have been saved locally. So that information will be stored in the local, because the user will be access the same backend server. So connection draining means this setting is used to smoothly remove the backend pool members planned service update. If the backend server is removing for the planned update, then what happen, the client send the request, the backend pool will not accept that request. And also you need to give the request time, and what is the request timeout, and like this one. Okay, so now you are understand cookie based and connection training. Okay, so next one, override path. So override path means, example, your user will be request, I will show you one example, API example, API dash b. Okay, so override back, because this one the request coming from the client side. Okay, but you have to override the backend, like my app. So I just override my app slash va. So this is the override backend path. You can override your backend from the client request. Okay, so currently I will not go this one, and you can choose here host name. By default, application send HTTP host header and back receive the client. So what is this one? I will tell you. Override with the new host name or create the custom props. So override with the new host name. If you select yes means, so here you can see hostname override on hostname. So I will tell you the example. Pick hostname from the backend target. So whatever the name for your backend target, they will pick from the backend target. And if you override with a specific domain name, you need to type your host name here. What is the rejoskill.com or console.com or whatever the fabric, whatever this one host name, you need to type here. So currently I just go to pick the host name from the backend target. So why? Because I just show you Microsoft Office, because I will show you the application gateway now. In the web portal, we before host the app service, so just we will go for our app service, then rejoskill. So here you can see your default domain, right? Just copy this default domain and paste it. So you can see now your application is app is running, waiting for your content. So once you will go for here your app service, pick the host name from the backend target. Your front end is like a rejoskill.com. They will reroute for your the backend this URL rejoskill.azure website. So what the client, I am the client, I will request for rejoskill.com, but your backend URL is like this one rejoskill.azure website. So they will reroute for that's why the pick host name from the backend override with a new host name. So pick what I choose, I pick the host name from the backend target. So I just create now this one, create a custom prop, because this is related to the health props. Yeah, you can create the custom props, or you can create. Okay, just I will go for add. Then now your backend target is completed, so just add. So here I will not going to create the certification name for Rejo skill, because we need to give the name of the certification. Okay, this front end we listen. So just we will add don't say. So now our routing rule is completed. So after that we will go for the next tag. If you have no tag, just next review and create. So now our application gateway, the validation passed. So just click create. So initial deployment, it's take a little bit time. Okay, so what I do, I just post this video. After finish I will come back. So now our deployment is completed. So we just go for our resources in the application gateway. Just click the application gateway. So here you can see our application gateway. So just we will go for our front end public address. Just copy this one and we need to select here. Okay, then we need to check it's working or not. So just copy for now, because we are transfer protocol is HTTPS. So just click HTTPS. So here you can see warning potential security risk, and we just go for advanced, and we need to check the, because this SSL error, because I configure the SSL like a rejoskill.com, www or rejoskill.com. So we just map this public IP address to our rejoskill.com, but we accept now the risk. So now our application gateway is working fine. So what I need to do, I need to change this IP address to our rejoskill.com. So what is the procedure? We need to create our public DNS. So just go for app gateway and I just go for DNS. So just select your DNS zone and we create now one DNS zone for rejoskill.com. So just select your resource group, RJDemo app gateway, and enter your rejoskill.com. So now I enter rejoskill.com, then tag, and I don't want to create now tag, I just review and create. So now I create our DNS zone, just click create. Yeah, initialize the deployment, just waiting for the completion. So once the completion of our deployment DNS zone, then I map our public IP address to our rejoskill.dns zone. So before DNS zone, we need to go for our register to add our name server. Okay, so just we will go for resource. This is your DNS zone. So here you can see your name server. So just to copy this name server and where you purchase the domain name, if you GoDaddy or cheap whatever provider register, you just go for. So currently I just go for my name server. I already copy all the name server. So after that you need to go for your public IP address. You just so I just go for my public IP address. So here you can see your application rejoskill.com. So just this one select. So after that you just go to the configuration, then you need to create your alias record. So now I create DNS on rejoskill.com. Then now the error code is there. I'll just create it. So just waiting for the record set. Okay. So after this updation, we will check the rejoskill.com. We can access through the application gateway. So now the record set is completed. We again go for our DNS zone and we need to check our records. Yeah, here you can see your record is public IP address mapped with the rejoskill. Okay, so just we will now go for rejoskill.com. We need to check yeah, see now rejoskill.com, your certificate is connection is secure. because before the certificate is related to reserve skill, so here is the problem. So that's why the is unsecure. So now you understand how to we can create the application gateway, and how to we can map with the application gateway. So just I will go for again our application gateway. So I just show the brief for application gateway. So just click this one. So here you can go for here, you can go for your configuration or whatever the configuration it will be display. Your tier is standard v2, and you can select change to WAF v2 also. And here also web application firewall you can enable. Currently is not enabled. If you need to enable, click it, and you need to create your WAF application policy. So currently I will not go for this one, and next video I will give you the web application firewall. So now we will click the backend pools. We already created the backend pools. It's also display here, and you can click the backend healthy. You can see your backend healthy is automatically showing here. So it take little bit time, just loading. I just go for backend, and here you can see your backend setting, whatever the configuration you configure. You can see here. If you need to update, you can also select to update. Okay, so just remove this one, and also you can see your front end IP configuration here also. And next one, listener. Yeah, here whatever the listener you configure here is showing, and rule also you can see here your roles. And rewrite, you can rewrite your address. Currently I not go for discussing for this one. Next topic I will discuss for this one. Here you can create your health props. For the healthy status you can create. By default I create one. Once you will create the application gateway, it automatically default create. You need to create, just create, add one, no one. Okay, so I am cover basic topic. So please, if you have any doubt related, just comment to my channel. I will discuss with you. So currently I cover for the topic application gateway. So next video I will discuss for multi-site application gateway, and another one the path-based routing for the application gateway. So now I wind up my topic. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and support me. Thank you so much.